Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another car video. The men who get the most sex. And, wait a minute, I gotta be looking away now. More traffic out here since everything opening back up, at least in Maryland. Other places they closing up. But anyway, right? The reality, because a lot of guys think like you gotta look a certain way to really get sex. They think it, and they think, well, you gotta have certain measurements in your jaw. You gotta have a certain body build. In fact, I remember a comment I saw somewhere, and the guy was like, "Yeah, you gotta be 6'2". You gotta have a 32-inch waist and all of that." And I'm like, I can already tell this guy ain't been out there. And a lot of guys ain't been out there. They go by what they see with celebrities or some, they'll check a study or something, which studies are alright, but they really limited to the study and the questions. And I'm like, damn, don't y'all know somebody? In fact, I would challenge anybody on that because every time I'll say something, they'll say, well, no, this is what I think, or this is what somebody else said. And I was like, my thing is, do you know any players personally who actually getting women? Like, them personally. Ain't they telling you they getting play? They getting play, right? Seriously. I'm serious on that because... I'm going to tell you what. When I wrote my books, Nice Guys and Players, it's not based on my personal experiences. Now, I got some stuff in there that, may be similar, but, I based it on what I've seen, what I observed, what I know, what I've been told by men and women about the guys who actually getting what they get, right? And reason why it's not based solely on, my personal experiences. Well, women like me because they like my eyes. That's the one common thing. Everybody don't got eyes like me. So, or the same body build. So it's like, I went out there, just over the years, you see who was getting it and who was not. And even though I promote body game, the guys who getting it the most, I would say, if I had to stereotype their bodies, they just look like they work a good blue-collar job where they moving around all day or something. They got a solid build, but they ain't gonna necessarily make money with their bodies, right? But still solid, got good arms, chest, all of that, right? And as far as their facial features, even just talking to the women, because it's hard for a man to judge it, the women be like, well, they all right, right? But the thing is, they the ones getting the sex, and they're getting sex from multiple women. They the ones, and it's not what people think. In fact, a man really can't look at another man and say, well, this person will get it or this person won't. For the simple reason is, women, if that man's having sex with multiple women, that means he's turned those women on sexually. That simple. Seriously. He's turned those women on sexually. And if you want to think about one of the ways to look at it is, look at the men who got multiple kids by multiple women. Seriously. Look at those guys. Those guys ain't necessarily fashion models. Be having like kids by about 7, 8, 9 women and stuff. Be having 15 to 20 kids. But at most, they might just have a solid body build, at most. You be looking at them and stuff, be having pockmarked faces and scars or something like that, but they driving women crazy. But the thing is, they turning the women on sexually. See, people gotta understand something. Looks play a part, the physical appearance play a part, but if you're talking about a man turning on a woman sexually, it's just as important his mannerisms. Because, you got a lot of guys who think if a guy look like a fashion model, he'll get all the women. But I've talked to a lot of women, they'll look at that type of guy and wonder if he's straight. Seriously, they'll question if a guy look too good to many women, they'll question his sexuality. So that's definitely not turning them on. That's definitely not turning them on. If they got to question that. So, you know, they questioning their sexuality. They, you know, the dude might not be aggressive or anything like that. He might not be excited because it's really a combination. If you really look at the one thing that some guys have that they going crazy with, it's always some type of charisma, always. In fact, a book that I've mentioned several times, Swoon, she spent the first, you know, talking about seducers, she spent the first half of it talking about different types of charisma that draws a woman in. In fact, I've done some videos talking about different types of charisma and probably still will. You know? It's a lot to it. It's a lot to it. But see, a lot of guys, they get caught up in bad information. And I would say this. The best way to really learn something is to get out there. Get out there. In fact, the best way, like people want to learn whether you call it game, seduction, getting women, get friendly and just hang out. Just hang around a dude who's actually getting it. If you can. If you can. It's hard. It's hard, but that's the best education. Just hang around. In fact, don't ask them and just pay attention. Watch how the women respond to them and everything. And you'll start noticing some stuff because some guys don't really get the sexual aspect of all of this. Because people will talk about like appearances and social and how much money they got. They can be a provider, and that's cool. But once you get past the doors and stuff, shit, that woman got to look at that guy and want to jump his bones. And it's different from every woman. It's different. See, that's why I don't get caught up. Like some people try to say some things are objective and stuff. Ain't nothing objective. Every single woman got some different type of guy that turns her on sexually. And one thing players do, they can just pick up on who's choosing them and shit. They don't really be chasing. True players, they don't really be chasing. They might approach a woman, but they don't chase hard. They'll approach her long enough. Honestly, they'll approach her long enough just to put himself in front of her, and then she's still making a choice. You know? But seriously, it ain't what people think. I mean, I've seen some dudes, you be thinking how they get a woman at all, but then it be the women listing it off. Be like, oh yeah, I hooked up with them. Because it is a little secret about women. I spoke on it here, and if somebody asks me in the comments what it is, I ain't saying. I ain't saying because one of the things I found is people need to discover shit on their own. Because I've said it several times. I'm not going to repeat myself. Because the key to it is a man got to change his perspective, and then the shit is obvious to him. But if you understand just a basic thing with women, that just a basic thing, you know, they want to have sex, you understand it great. You know, you understand everything really. But a lot of guys don't get that perspective and see what the true player do when he engages the woman. He's engaging her sexually. He ain't engaging her with his wallet in his hand or talking about his status, all that social stuff. He's engaging her in such a way she won't see him naked. He's engaging her in such a way that she will still have sex with him. Even if he don't look like an alpha showpiece or something. Then that's really it. That's really it. But, you know, like I said, if people go through all my videos and shit, I done put it out there so many times it's scary. And I'll put it like this. The few times that I did put it out, there was still pushback. So I say, you know what, fuck this. I don't give a shit who you are. Figure it out. Seriously. But yeah, but the guys who get it, they ain't fashion models or I mean, they might be athletic. Like I said, the only stereotype physically is that maybe they you know, they look like they work, but you know, they could be strong and everything, but they have a good body build and, you know, at least an average face. I mean, yeah, there's some ugly players out there, but they'd be the average. Like a woman be like, he all right. But then due to have that charisma, that mouthpiece, everything to really turn her on, to open her up, so to speak. So, you know, that's how it goes and stuff. But it's kind of funny. And like I said, it's not one of those things. The only way you gonna really see it, you gotta get out there, or be lucky enough to hang around that type of person. Because like I said, and I said this last week when I said that when I was talking about that one I was talking about, like, you know, you can see some women or some guys can take pictures with a woman he ain't necessarily hitting it, or you can, a lot of women go out with a guy that they platonic with, or they go on a date just to get some you know, just to get a free meal or something, right? But then you got the guys, these guys are bangers. And what did I say about the banger? The banger is that guy, you might never see him with a woman. Never see him with a woman. You might think he chilled out. Somebody say he get women. Nah, he don't get women. Yet he on the office fuck file. He on the office fuck file. Shout out cousin T-Talk. You know, they passing him, women on his job, literally passing him around knowingly. Hell, they might be sharing him or something. Or he on some, he doing that, or he live in some apartment building or something, and he done had sex with half the building, and they'll still know it. Hey, that's one little trick. Women will pass a man around. Don't believe they won't. You'd be surprised. A lot of guys would be surprised when it comes to sex while women get down. Seriously, they'd be shocked. Or like some situations, and some bangers, some definite bangers I know this. You be up there chilling someplace, and a woman be standing all close, be filling you up, touching you and stuff. Shit, there's a lot of men who should be like screaming, "Me too." Seriously. I'm just laughing, man. There's so many. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you start, because one thing I noticed, a lot of dudes don't really get into sex. They talk about all this surface stuff with a woman. It's just important for the surface, but it really comes down to who she want to have sex with. And trust me, women will let a man know. And it's never. Trust me, it's never. I mean, I've had some women tell me about some guys, and they'll even say, you know, he don't look like all that, but it's something about him. Seriously. But, you know, and that's just, honestly, that's just down to, it looks like the physical outer appearance, that's one level, but that sexual charisma is something different. In fact, on my Rom TV, I did a whole series on developing your sexual charisma. You know, the looks just play a part. Well, actually, with sexual charisma, it's not even so much your face, but the body is the base of that. That's why I always say body game if you want sexual charisma. Because the reason why, yeah, you can have money and stuff and status, but when you get in that bedroom, she need to look at your body and be good with it. And just good with it. It don't have to be spectacular or something. In fact, sometimes, I'm going to tell you how deep that is. Some women don't want that perfect body, dude, because they'll feel like they don't have a perfect body. Including some women who are 8s, 9s, and 10s, believe it or not. You'd be surprised how some of these fine women, real attractive and stuff, you know, might have been like chubby kids or something like that. So they don't have that attitude, or they ain't feeling their body. You got to look at them and say, girl, you don't know how fine you are? Good gracious. So, anyway. What the heck? Anyway. That's all I got for today, y'all. Seriously. I don't know. You know, honestly, I got some. I might get into some deeper shit just for the bangers. Yeah, stay tuned, y'all. Stay tuned. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all. Peace and blessings.